You guys are standing, and the MD is going to introduce you, and then you're going up to the stage and you're sitting. All right, MD, you ready to roll?
I'm always ready. Let's get it.
In the NFL, the path to victory is a winding road.
It's about competing. It's about being the best you can possibly be.
Through struggle and perseverance, we find purpose.
It was a nightmare scenario because everything that could go wrong went wrong. Okay, so we're going to take everything that happened last year, and a lot of it was tough. I'm going to put it in the past.
So let the pain fade.
That hurts so bad.
And the lessons stick.
You have to ask yourself the question, do you want to be in the team picture or do you want to degrade?
You either like this, you love this, or you live this. Everybody in here has to live this if we want to accomplish what we want to accomplish.
They will be heading to the draft, and they will be heading to free agency. We will begin in March to see what this team looks like, and all the folks who will be involved with this team, we will find out along the way. Raider Nation, thank you so much for being with us.
Tom Brady walked into this building this morning. The entire organization heard him speak. He's the greatest winner in the history of this league, and now he's a minority owner with this organization. You can see it in the eyes of the staff, the players, the coaches. This is part of a historic day here.
The time is here. No more waiting and no more wondering. The future is unfolding.
This is a day that's come full circle in so many ways, and it's amazing what I have in my pocket, but I grew up in the Bay Area, as a lot of you guys know, and it's when the Raiders were in Oakland. And I had 3 sisters growing up. My oldest sister was probably the best athlete in the family, and she was a college softball star, and she was an All-American. And her last year of playing college softball was my first year going to the Patriots. So she gave me a coin that she wore in her sock for every game. And I took the coin and I put it in my bag. And that was 25 years ago. And it's been in my bag every day for the last 25 years. So I was bringing it to show Mark because it said commitment to excellence. That's what this organization is all about. It's about a commitment to excellence. I'm not in here to solve every problem. I can't do that anyway. If there's one thing I know about football, it's the ultimate team sport. It takes every single person. I'm gonna say one other thing. It's hard. Every day's hard as an NFL player. Every day's hard as an NFL organization. And you know why it's hard? Because that's where the value is. Because if it was easy, you wouldn't value it. When someone gives you something, it doesn't mean that much. When you go out there and you earn it, well, that's when it matters the most. I just appreciate, this means more to me than anything in the world to see you guys here. For Mark to allow me the opportunity to be a part of this franchise for the rest of my life is a dream come true.
He has been unanimously approved to be a minority owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Because right now the Raiders need him. The Raiders need him to help them find a coach.
For me, obviously having somebody like that, greatest ever do it, I just look at it as a big step in the right direction. You know what I mean? Tom, everything he does and everything he puts his heart and soul into, he's trying to be the best at and win. And I'm the same exact way. So having more people like that with that same mindset around, I feel like it's only going to help not only our team, but our organization as a whole. So a lot of motivation, absolute GOAT in the building. I think it's a big deal.
Bringing in Tom Brady was bringing in somebody that was on the football side that I had been lacking having here at the organization.
So who will be the next Raiders head coach to lead the Silver and Black into Allegiant Stadium? If Brady is a main influencer in this process, Vrabel is expected to be a top candidate, but he's also the front runner for the New England job. Carroll left the Seahawks after last season, but he wants another shot. He's a high-energy 73-year-old who's known as a team builder. Then there's Detroit offensive coordinator Ben Johnson, who many people feel is the front runner to get the job.
With the most decorated winner in football's history now repping the Silver and Black, the cement of the building blocks are beginning to set. But there's a few pieces that need to fall into place before 2025 structure can take form.
They're expected to play this very close to the vest until a final decision has been made.
Breaking news, the Raiders have a new general manager coming.
The Las Vegas Raiders are hiring John Spytek as their new general manager. He also is a former college teammate at Michigan with who else than Tom Brady, who of course...
Breaking news into First Take. Adam Schefter tweeted moments ago, Pete Carroll and the Raiders now have reached an agreement on a 3-year deal.
Pete Carroll's the coach to go build up the Raiders.
You got to hear. There you go. To me, I look back at the days in Los Angeles at SC as really the building blocks of the philosophy that we were able to take to Seattle, and to carry the mentality and the approach and the design of it and the culture that we established into the NFL. And I know that rhythm, and I'm expecting that rhythm. I'm anticipating that we're going to find that rhythm right here, right now.
The philosophy is really always compete. I'll use the competition word so much that people get sick of hearing me say it, but competing to me is defined as striving for excellence. It's not about trying to beat somebody and rub their nose in the dirt. That's not it. It's about striving, and it's about in everything that you're doing, you're trying to be the best you can possibly be. That's the mentality that drives this program. So competition is the central theme in our program, and our guys will hear it, and they'll know where we're coming from about that.
Saw Max back there. Max, send a message, man. We're coming after you. We're going to come find you guys and get this thing rolling as soon as possible with the highest of expectations, with a mentality that will drive high performance in a way that everybody's going to hear us.
You're either competing or you're not, So that's really the mentality that we bring in John Spytek right now, too. I mean, he's just obviously conveyed it, that he gets it and he wants to be that way, and that's how he pictures it, too.
We're looking for people that love football, that want to compete every day.
To put that all together makes us powerful, I think, in our messaging. And so, it's a process that gets underway immediately, and so we can't wait to share it with the guys.
Beautiful. I see a lot of really quality football players in here, and the one thing that they haven't had is stability. That's up to Pete and myself right now, is to give some stability to this franchise so these guys can compete, and we just got to keep building and adding more of those people here, and we'll get a chance to be playing when it matters.
We want fast, big, explosive players, and we will find those too. But the competitive urgency, the instincts, the natural football skills, those are the best players I've been around. That's the kind of stuff that gets me rolling. I mean, I just have this belief that no matter what, we can turn any draft pick, 1st all the way to 7th, into a really good player.
The Raiders have always been known for its legacy of greatness, culture of determination, and commitment to excellence. But to reclaim that heritage, new head coach Pete Carroll needs innovative leaders on offense and defense who can match his relentless competitive drive. Fortunately, there's a couple familiar faces that fit the bill.
Getting a chance to work with Pete, very excited about that in terms of just the little bit of time I've had with him. It's been really fun working with him in terms of just talking football, going over scheme, going over personnel. The energy level is there. And again, come from different trees, but again, good football, good defensive football is good defensive football. We know what we're trying to do. We're trying to stop the run, eliminate the explosives, and get after the quarterback.
Pat Graham, we sat in the room after year 1, and we had a long-ass conversation. And they were questioning if you could do your job. I don't think any in this building questions if you could do your job at a high level. I think you're the best coordinator in the league. I'll stand by that.
The closeness of our relationship, I think it stems from honesty. I think it stems from him understanding that really I'm not negating the other coaches on the team or the players on the team. My goal, I've told him this, I want to make sure he gets a chance to compete for championships. And anytime that doesn't get done, I feel like I've let him down. That's just me. That's my job when you got somebody like that. You know, you got to put them in the right spot. So I think it just stems from honesty and just really, I would say, an admiration I have for his skill level.
There you go.
I love these players. I love to teach. That's me. That's me. Aside from that, there's really not much more to me. The thing I tell them is, in terms of just being honest with them, I will say and do whatever I have to do to get the best out of you. You have to know when to use your magic, and then you gotta know how to use your magic, and then you gotta figure out what they need at that moment. So it's important, I think, as a teacher, as someone that's going to knowing what how they're putting their bodies on the line out there on the field. The players are going to get the most honest version of me because that's where I get my fulfillment from.
Bring this whole stadium to our side, to the dark side, to the dark side.
I'm very, very excited, to have a chance to come back with the players. Love the players. I think we coached, because of, I know personally, the joy of what you can do with those guys. But to answer your question with Pete, the biggest thing that I notice and it makes me so excited is his conviction, to his identity. He draws you into that and you want to be a part of it. And more than that, I think you want to live it.
Hey, Mikey, let's get ready to roll. Come on, Mike. Let's go, Pup. Let's go. Let's do what we do. Let's go now.
And that's what excites me. And I think that our players are going to feel what I felt, just in our first interview, then in our first staff meeting when he went through, really the big picture of what we're going to do. And can't wait. Can't wait to share it with the players and can't wait to help him take that conviction and that identity and make it really become part of who we are and our own team identity.
A bit of breaking news for the Las Vegas Raiders. Sources say they have a new offensive coordinator from Pete Carroll, their head coach, and it is a pretty familiar face in the NFL, Chip Kelly.
And some other coaching news, guys, and this is a little bit more interesting. The Raiders hired former Ohio State offensive coordinator, college head coach before, Chip Kelly, as their new OC.
I'm excited to see, what that offense looks like this time around in the NFL.
I think that this is going to be a really good shift that I think can really propel this team in a different way that we haven't seen in several years.
But the one thing I know about Chip Kelly, the dude knows how to run an offense. We saw that with Ohio State. We saw what he did with Oregon and bringing him, that's a massive get. That is a massive get.
Everywhere he has gone has put points on the board. And so I think to have kind of that mad scientist in the lab here with the Raiders, huge W for the Silver and Black.
I've been covering Chip since he was at Oregon. One of the most innovative offensive minds, and he said it. He's like, when Pete Carroll gives you the call, you come.
Now you have Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly. This looks really solid. The foundational base of this particular coaching staff as they're putting it together.
Ohio State is going to walk out of Atlanta national champions.
First and foremost, as a coach, our job is to create an environment where the players have a chance to be successful and then get out of their way and let them go do it. That's really what it's all about.
Myers under it. Touchdown Raiders. Goes over the middle. Bowers. Oh my God. He snagged that out of the air with one hand.
There's a certain mindset that you want in a player, and I think from Pete, again, that competitiveness, and that's the word that keeps coming up all the time. It's about competing, and that's what, we want the Raiders to be. That's what the Raiders legacy has, from Howie Long to Cliff Branch to the greats that have been through here, the way the Raiders way.
This is one of the most fascinating off seasons that I'm looking forward to. Pete Carroll, John Spytek coming in.
Pete Carroll will be the new voice in Las Vegas. He will be a respected voice in Las Vegas because of all the things that he's already accomplished.
The Raiders are gearing up for a crucial offseason, looking to strengthen their roster, whether that is searching for the next generational talent at the Combine, adding veteran leadership through free agency, or building the foundation of long-term success through the draft. the path to victory is a narrow, winding road. But the Raiders have steady, proven hands steering the ship. Now, it's time to compete.